back with episode 3 of Chicken Leg Chronicles. Thanks for joining in. And I mean, it's probably hardly an episode, but day 3 of the 20 rep squat program. We're warming up here, getting some goblet squats in. Felt pretty good today. I think the legs are starting to get back in shape. Things were feeling easier. I was able to count to 20 reps today, no problem. But I figured this video, after the squats, we're going to do a little bit of upper body work, some one-handed pull-up training. So I figured I'd talk about what I do for the one-handed pull-up training, and what my sequence is as far as training for the one-handed pull-up. So prerequisite generally for the one-handed pull-up is to be able to at least do 20 pull-ups. I personally could not get close to a one-handed pull-up when I could only do 20 pull-ups. So I would say I was at more around 30 pull-ups before I could hit a one-handed pull-up. If you can get 20 clean, strict form pull-ups, then maybe around 20 reps you can get a one-handed pull-up, but I would say 20 is probably the minimum. So typically what I do is a 3-day sequence. Now you can either work 2 days a week or 3 days a week, but it depends on how hard you work each day and what your tolerance is, how fast you feel your body recovers. If you work at a lower intensity, your body can recover completely between days, then you could do 3 days. If you're working a higher intensity, then you may need to do 2. Typically I do an isometric day, an eccentric day, and an active movement day. Today I'm working active movements with a little bit of an assist here, using a stretch out strap, trying to go for 5 reps each. I think I got 4 a couple times because I was getting fatigued. Now the lower hand basically loses its ability to pull as efficiently as the upper hand. So as you progress, what you do is you move your hand incrementally down the strap. You can also grip a towel. The lower you go, the less involvement that arm has. Now eventually we want to work your way all the way to the bottom until that arm isn't doing much at all. So the stretch out strap is nice because it's got rungs, or like different notches to put your hand in. I started at the top notch, now I'm in the second. So after I do the active day, for the isometric day, what I'll usually do is a bent arm hang. So basically just pulling myself up to the top of the pull-up bar, holding. You want to do a minimum, for an isometric, the minimum second hold you can get a benefit from is 6 seconds. Now I'm doing usually around 10 to 15 seconds because I want to kind of own the position. To make it more challenging as you progress, you can hold a weight in the opposite arm while you're holding that isometric. Typically isometric, if you're holding for 10 seconds, you can do up to 5 sets. I would say probably around 3. You got to assess your fatigue level. Again, it kind of comes down to balancing intensity and frequency. So if you're doing 5 sets, you may only be working out, twice a week training the one-handed pull-up. If you're doing 3 sets, you may be working out 3 times a week. Then for the eccentric day, you want to do about 3 sets of 3 or 5 sets of 1, or 4 sets of 2, somewhere in that range. On the eccentric, you want to try and control it down, where I try to do about really 6 to 8 seconds. You would just pull yourself up with both arms, let go with one, drop yourself nice, slow, and controlled all the way down to the bottom, for about a 6 to 8 second count on the way down. Again, this is one that you can do with external resistance. So you can hold a dumbbell if you need to make it more challenging, or a plate or something, to start building yourself up. Typically, after about 6 sessions of working the one-handed pull-up, I'll do a quick test of seeing where I'm at. How many can I get? Right now I'm able to get 2. You know, if you're just starting, it might be seeing how far you can pull before you can't go any further. But that's a general schematic of what I use to get the one-handed pull-up. It took me a while. It took me about a year. Everyone's got a different method. Some people do one-handed pull or weighted pull-ups. Some people do like half range of motion, start here and pull at 90 degrees, pull. I would say that you want to make sure you can at least do 20 very clean pull-ups. It is a very tough movement. It takes a lot of strength, so don't overtrain it. If you're getting way too fatigued and you notice you're not progressing and you're working out 3 times a week, you might have to go to 2 times. If you're at 2 times and you're not progressing, and you might be training at too high of an intensity, you might have to make it a little bit easier on yourself. You just have to be calculated. I threw in some strange ab work here, basically 6 inches with a medicine ball. It likes to move around. You gotta try and control it a little bit. This is a great abdominal bracing exercise to help you when you're under load, whether it be squatting, deadlifting, bench pressing, anything along those lines. Even calisthenic movements like levers, flags, all this stuff you should be bracing the abdomen really tight with. This just provides a little bit of an extra challenge. The video is sped up, so I'm not being a total baby about it and doing short holds. And then I threw in some hamstring walks here to stretch out the hamstrings and work the shoulders. This is a great exercise to also stretch the wrists. So the wrists will stretch as you're coming forward. You basically want to try and fold yourself in half. And if you can keep your back flatter than what mine is right now, that's even more impressive. But it's definitely a challenge. The other thing you'll find is this is a great abdominal exercise. So it'll work your abdomen. Just so many benefits: shoulder strength, abdominal strength, wrist extension, range of motion, stretching the hamstrings. So much going on in one movement. That's what you want. Whether you're getting a good bang for your buck. If your goal is weight loss, it's going to help you lose weight. If your goal is flexibility, you're going to get flexibility. If your goal is strength, you're going to get strength. So 3 birds, 1 stone. This is going to be the last exercise I have before I finish up this workout. So far everything's going real well with the program. We're getting a little bit further and further along. We'll see. It's only been a week, so it should be pretty easy in the beginning, but it's starting to feel easier, so that's a good sign. It won't feel easier when we get into that week 4, I know that. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope this was somewhat helpful if people are trying to get one-handed pull-up, hit the one-handed pull-up goal. As always, feel free to leave a comment, share your opinion on the video, like, subscribe if you could do that for me. I'd appreciate it. And anything else YouTubers are supposed to say at the end of their video to make them credible, let's throw that in there too. Until next time, Chicken Leg Chronicles out.